Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. There have been so much outcry, so much secession plan from Nigeria, being the fact that insecurity has become a national issue and has become a thorn in our flesh generally. And of course, a lot of Nigerians are thinking of seceding, leaving the country in totality. But as more people are agitating, of course, other sectors of the economy and other groups are actually countering those who are trying to secede out of Nigeria. Well, they have decided to go the leg of form. They've tried to go to another dimension, and of course, Governor Rotimi Akeredolu have also replied those who have been trying to secede out of Nigeria over their issue of referendum and all that. All this you are going to get in this news in a moment. But before we do so, like it, subscribe to our channel if you have not done so already by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. What a multi-ethnic group under the aegis of Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination, NANAS, that's NINAS, said it has begun legal procedures to dissolve the amalgamation of the country and pave way for the establishment of a sovereign Yoruba nation. I must say the Yorubas are fighting on all angles, on every side, legally, illegally, on the street, off the street, on the social media, everywhere, just for the same issue of Yoruba nation. But let's continue with the news anyway. The leader of the group, Professor Banji Akitoye, in the current interview on Focus Nigeria, said the federal government has continuously ignored the yearnings of the people for restructuring, stressing that the situation has given rise to insistent insecurity and poverty across the country. The Yoruba leader also faulted Nigeria's 1999 constitution, describing it as fraud. And some persons are cashing out on this issue of the 1999 constitution. Let's continue. He said the constitution was imposed on the Nigerian people and as such cannot guarantee the benefit of democracy to the people. Professor Banji's position is coming after the expiration of the group's 90 days ultimatum given to the federal government to constitute a committee on sovereign national conference for the review of the 1999 constitution. All right, very quickly, in another news, of course, they have decided also to Akeredolu, Rotimi Akeredolu, the governor of Ondo State, have also decided to reply the secessionist movement. Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu has said the people's consensus rather than individuals' agitation will determine the success of any secession bid. He's talking to those agitating for Oduduwa and other secessionist group, but he's using Oduduwa as a Yoruba nation as a case study. He said he explained that few people can't declare the establishment of Yoruba nation without considering the general interest of the Southwest. The governor spoke on Wednesday when he featured on China's television program. Yoruba right activist Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho, had declared that the Southwest would no longer be part of Nigeria with the establishment of Yoruba nation. Akeredolu said, "It is a group of individuals who are raising this issue. They are entitled to it. Everybody is entitled to his position. But when it comes to the issue of nation, or you want to leave a particular setup, there must be a consensus. Nobody can, on his own, wake up and say he's speaking on behalf of others. Who gave him or who gave them such rights? Who gave them such powers? We have never yielded power to people to speak on our behalf on matters of this importance." That is what we are saying. A few people cannot just stand up one day and say to us, "Yes, we want Yoruba nation." How? Where did we sit down to discuss this? With who? And who? At what point in time? So if you do not carry everybody along, you cannot be representing us. Also, a former presidential candidate in the 2019 general election, Mr. Gbenga Olawepo, has him recommended devolution of more powers to the state and local government areas to forestall further separatist agitations across the country. The businessman urged the Federal Character Commission (FCC) to address the imbalance among the various ethnic nationalities in the country. I quite agree that there is frustration in the land as a result of the problems which over centralization of powers in the hands of the federal government has caused since the unfortunate military coup of 1966. The solution is not the dismemberment of the republic, but the centralization of power to the component states, which must start now. He's talking about restructuring, but let's continue anyway. Nigeria will do better, and we are in fact better together if we immediately take steps to devalue powers or to devolve powers to the state and local government in areas where there is clear national consensus, he said. Olawepo Hashman identified areas where Nigerians have started building consensus, including the creation of state police as follows: creation of state and local government police side by side with the federal police to make policing more efficient and to bolster national security. Amendment of the constitution to enable states have some control over the development of all mineral resources in the inland basins. Amendment to ensure concurrent jurisdictions of federal and state government over generation, transmission and distribution, and electoral reform clause to include electronic transmission of results from all levels of result collation. The businessman said a simple executive-sponsored constitutional amendment bill narrowed to these clearly defined items may get a resounding support if properly managed with the 36 governors and the houses of assembly. He said it was the best interest of Nigerians to remain united instead of breaking up. Also, Gombe State Governor Inowa Yahaya yesterday dissociated the Northeast from those calling for secession. The governor noted that the agitation for some individuals to opt out of Nigeria would not solve the nation's common challenges. Yahaya spoke at opening of All Progressive Congress meeting for the review of party's constitution. We are not among those calling for Nigeria to be divided. We are not. We are not among those that are trying to separate. The unity of purpose of Nigeria is not compromisable at all. As a result of that, no, we have a common problem. We have to approach it with common sense of purpose in order to achieve recover and go out of the problem. There is need for states in the Northeast to have a common position with regards to this issue, he said. Well, when it comes to secession, it has always been the South actually that have been begging to secede, leave the countries, because they have actually the South have been the one fully marginalized. If for any reason you are seeing the very poor amongst the northern part, it's simply because of the greed, the corruption level of the leadership that's causing a lot of their Nigerians to be very poor and all that. It's the level of insecurity and the fact that it looks as if Nigeria seems to be helpless over the situation is what is shouting and making a lot of persons to want to secede. And of course, the fact that a lot of Nigerians, from other ethnic groups are not properly well represented in a lot of key positions in the government parastatal, especially in the federal level. Let's go wrap it up. Let's put in that conversation. What's your take on what Rotimi Akeredolu and the fact that some youth or some Nigerians are willing, to take the country to court over the fact that the amalgamation of Nigeria needs to be